So what are intrusive thoughts? Intrusive thoughts are unwanted thoughts that can pop into our head at any time, and they're often repetitive in nature and can be disturbing or even distressing. I'm Nicholas Corliss, and I have struggled with intrusive thoughts for over 8 years and found amazing ways to overcome it and free myself from a lot of these intrusive thoughts. And if I can do it, so can you. Some of the most common types of intrusive thoughts are thoughts about doing something illegal, thoughts about harming somebody violently or sexually, thoughts that cast doubt, thoughts that are about contamination of ourselves or others, unexpected reminders about painful past events, or thoughts that we may have done something embarrassing or we might do something embarrassing. And these can play out in our head over and over again. What is the main cause of these intrusive thoughts? Well, intrusive thoughts are brought on by stress and anxiety, and say if you haven't slept as well or have had a night drinking and then the next day you're more hungover. I know if my stress and anxiety is higher, then intrusive thoughts will come into my mind more and it will be harder to deal with them. So 2 of the most common types of diagnoses with intrusive thoughts are anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. And obsessive compulsive disorder is where we have these obsessions, that we have these intrusive unwanted thoughts, and then we do something, we do a compulsion to then try to relieve these thoughts. So a thought could be, maybe I hurt somebody. Maybe I bumped somebody a bit too hard and hurt them. So then I could ask my friend as a compulsion, hey, did I hurt that person? Did I do something wrong there? Did I say something wrong to that person? And I can get a little bit of relief from that anxiety. But what that is doing is it's training my brain to always seek that immediate relief and that immediate reducing of anxiety. And one of the key things we've got to do, and one of the golden standards of improving OCD and reducing these intrusive thoughts, is to let them be there. And one of the ways we can let these intrusive thoughts be there is by doing exposure response prevention, ERP, which is a form of CBT. I know I'm saying all of these letters, but it's a form of cognitive behavioral therapy, and that's in the psychology world, and it's to expose ourselves to these obsessions and then not do the compulsions. We've got to break the pattern because we're having these intrusive thoughts coming in. Another example is maybe I left the oven on, or maybe I left the stove on, and something then could happen. The place could burn down, somebody could get hurt. Our mind has a great imagination to try to figure out or think about the worst possible scenario. Well, we know we've turned off the oven, we've turned off the stove after we've used it, and then when we leave the place, instead of going back to check it, leaving it and not checking that we have turned it off. Maybe it's a one check, to think, okay, have I turned that off? But if you're going back to check it 2, 3, 4 times, or keeping your eyes locked on it to see if it's turned off, then that is too much, and that is a compulsion to try to reduce the intrusive thoughts and reduce those obsessions. So as I say again, the key thing we've got to remember with these intrusive thoughts is the more we try to rationalize with them and the more we try to push them away, the more that they keep coming back. So we've got to allow these thoughts to be there. As I say, everybody has intrusive thoughts, and it's because people that are struggling with more anxiety, stress, OCD are attaching more to these intrusive thoughts and going with them on a journey in our mind. And what we've got to do is stop doing the compulsions, which is making us have less anxiety in the short term, and to build up that tolerance of letting these thoughts be there. And bit by bit, we will become better. If I can do it, so can you. Please click the like on this video if you like it and subscribe. And I do videos every week about OCD, anxiety, improving mental wellness, because we can improve our mental health. There's lots of ways we can do it, and you got this.